Good morning. I started the Foreign Wife channel as a journal to show how funny life is for us and with Sarah, and how great it is and how beautiful it is. And just to give a little bit of a reminder of all the fun times, I guess some of the fun times that we've had. But life really is just like that with her. It's always funny, and we're always doing something fun, and we're cooking together, and we're going to meditation classes together, and we're traveling and just living our lives together. It's beautiful. I met Sarah 5 years ago now at a restaurant in Los Angeles. I had just finished eating lunch. Well, I was halfway through lunch, and Sarah walked in by herself, and she sat across from me, maybe 20 feet away across the restaurant. And we made eyes a few times, and she made sure to know that she was interested, because she smiled at me quite a few times. And I was so nervous. And I was like, is she looking at me or is she not looking at me? I couldn't tell. I didn't have my glasses on. But I paid the bill. And when I was finished paying, I was standing in the middle of the restaurant because I couldn't find the waiter. And I walked to the middle of the restaurant, found my waiter, and I was paying right then. And once I finished paying, my feet just started moving towards her. I don't know why. Of course I wanted to go talk to her, but I didn't make a conscious thought to walk over because I had been too scared. And I just started walking towards her. And I said, when I got there, I said, "Hi, I'm TR. What's your name?" And she said, "Hi, I'm Sarah. If you hear an accent, it's because I'm from Germany." And I said, the only German that I knew, I said, "Du bist sehr schön, mein Schatz," which means you're so beautiful, baby. And she said, "Oh, do you speak German?" I said, "No, that's all I know." And long story short, I was so nervous, and she always will say how nervous and shy that I was when I came over and talked to her. But we talked for a minute, and I got her phone number, and I asked her out for the next day. And I had plans to leave LA the next day and fly home to Utah. And she had plans to leave the next day and go home to Germany. But she paused her trip, and I paused my trip, and she said yes. So we went out that next day. And I asked her out for that night, but she already had plans. So the next day we met, and we went to the beach. And after we met at the beach, we liked each other. We figured out we liked each other. And I honestly started falling in love with her on the beach. And I just knew what a wonderful, special woman this was. And so I said, let's go grab dinner. So we went and grabbed dinner after that. And little did I know that she was kind of already out of money for her trip. So she was hungry. Like, she had spent her money. Like, when I met her at the restaurant, she had gotten 2 or 3 cakes. She was eating a piece of cake and a coffee at the restaurant. And she knew she was going home the next day, and she was really hungry. So we went to this place, and luckily the place that we went to, this Italian restaurant, you got a meal, and then they gave you a meal to take home too. I don't know why. That's what happened. And so I didn't eat very much because I was nervous, and she ate her whole meal. And then she's like, "Yeah, I'll take a meal home too. Why not?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? We're supposed to take home our meals." And so we took them home. And for the next 30 days, we spent together. I took her home to meet my mom and my family for Thanksgiving, which was the 2 or 3 days later. She said, "Yes, let's drive to Utah." So we drove to Utah, And we hung out for the next 30 days. And then we went to, she flew home, and I dropped her off at the airport in LA. And then after that, and that was my birthday party too. So we went from Utah to Las Vegas, back to LA, took her to the airport in LA. She met all of my friends because it was my birthday party. We did a birthday party in Las Vegas. And then she flew home. And she left me a note when she flew home about how much she loved it and had such a great time. And I had written out a message to her. And I texted her that message once she got out of my car. So she had written me a note, which was so cute, so beautiful, about how much she loved her time. Anyways, fast forward to a month later, we were still talking every day and FaceTiming every day. And she told me that she was going to be in San Francisco with her dad and sister for Christmas. And so I said, well, I have to fly to Malaysia for an event I'm doing in Malaysia on that day. Why don't we meet on Christmas Day? Because I'm leaving anyway, and I have a layover in San Francisco. She goes, yes. So I changed my flight so I could spend an overnight in San Francisco. And I got there, and we hung out for the day. And that was the first time I said I love you to her in San Francisco, which was like a month or two after we had met. And then she then she went home with her family to Germany. And then she flew over to Malaysia and met me in Malaysia. And we did my event, hung out for 2 weeks in Malaysia, which was awesome. And then after that, we went to, I went back to Las Vegas because I was living in Las Vegas at the time. And she came and visited me in Las Vegas twice, I think. And then I moved to Utah, and I was starting an event, a brand new event, and then COVID hit. And she was supposed to go to Italy. She was already in Italy studying, getting her master's degree. And COVID hit. And I was like, oh man, now what are we going to do? But I didn't think it was going to last as long as it did. I just thought it would be here for a week or 2 or 3 and then leave. But it went on and on and on and on. And I lost my businesses. I lost everything. And she couldn't leave Italy because she was studying, and then it got too late for her to leave. So she just stayed in Italy for another 6-7 months and finally went back to Germany, finally made it home to Germany. And we kept talking every day, all the time, all day, FaceTiming, back and forth, WhatsApping, sending pictures and videos. And I was in love. I was in love, and she was in love, and couldn't wait to see each other again. And then we figured out that if you could go to Mexico, you could get into the States if you were there for at least 2 weeks quarantining. So we quarantined in Mexico for 2 weeks, which was the most beautiful 2 weeks ever. I had a buddy allow me to use his Costco card, and we booked a trip using that Costco card. He helped me book that trip to spend 2 weeks at the Hard Rock Hotel, all-inclusive resort. And we just went to the beach every day and had dinners every day and ate and hung out and got to know each other and walked around, and it was so fun. And then she came to the States, came home with me. And then we had 90 days to figure out, okay, are we getting married? Do we love each other? Are we doing this or are we not doing this? We had known each other for almost a year. Hadn't been a year yet. And At the end of the 90 days, we got married. We went to Las Vegas. COVID was still going. We had some of our closest friends come. Some couldn't come. My family, we couldn't bring anybody, so we just eloped and we went and got married. And we have a video of that, and I'll post that video on here of us driving to Las Vegas, knowing that we're going to elope. But the way we did it was kind of crazy. There was nowhere you could rent that you could have more than 6 people. So we found this bus, and we found a pastor that would marry us, and we went and got our wedding license, our marriage license, from the city in Las Vegas, and we got married that night. Drove to Vegas. Our friends helped her get a dress. One of my really good friends' wives, and she's a really good friend too, Puya and Ellie, helped her get a dress. And then we got married on that bus with some of our closest friends. And then they took us out to dinner, and they had flew a guy in that played the violin really well. So that was serenading us at dinner. And one of our other friends made a cake, a beautiful wedding cake. And then we had an amazing night. We went out and danced. Afterwards, we went country dancing and hung out with our friends all night. And then we got married. And I remember calling her dad to ask him if he would, getting permission, right? And her dad answered the phone, and I had 2 friends, because he doesn't speak English and I don't speak German. So I had 2 friends on the phone with me who both speak German, FaceTiming. So they're in 2 corners, and I'm in a corner, and the dad's in the corner. And they were translating for me, telling him what's going on. And it was a fun conversation. Her dad actually said, yes, of course. So, of course, yes, you can marry her at the towards the end. And I hadn't asked him yet. I said, hold on a second, I haven't even asked yet. He goes, okay, well then let's get this going. Go ahead and ask. So I asked. And then we got engaged later that day out on the beach. We did a little picnic. I had a picnic set up, and we drove out to the beach, and we got engaged out there. But after 4 years, and I know everybody says this, and everybody talks about how much more they love somebody the longer they get to know them. And it's so true. After all this time, I still love seeing her call. I love seeing her name pop up on my phone. I love all the time that we get to spend together, and we spend a lot of time together. We work together, we play together, we drive everywhere together, we do everything together. It's just the 2 of us. It's so nice. It's such a beautiful life. And I never thought it would be with somebody from Germany that's half Italian and half Moroccan, that is smart and kind and passionate and loves trying new things and is as beautiful as she is. And I just feel so lucky that I get to have her. But that's what this channel is for. This channel is for making, doing a little journal and showing our lives. And really is for me, because I get on there and I watch it over and over and over. And it puts me in such a good mood to see her talking, or seeing her doing something funny, or saying something funny, or just being cute, or leaving me a note. And it just takes me back to that time and makes me feel so good. And I love her. So stay tuned for more from the Foreign Wife channel. And it's such a great experience. Life and marriage and just being together. I can't imagine what it's going to be like next year, or in 5 years, or in 20 years, and where we have, and where we'll be, and what we'll be doing. Life is crazy and beautiful all at the same time.